Don't forget to suck some titties.
The pop star, it's kind of fading. No pun intended. The pop star as we know it is fading. I don't think we're having the Justin Timberlakes of the world anymore. I don't think we're going to have the Biebers. I don't think we're going to have, they tried to do like the Harry Styles stuff and, for a certain audience, but I think a lot of these pop stars are so driven towards one specific type of audience that's not really broad. And there's nothing unique about their music, per se. And that's not to shade people, but the male pop star, it's a dying breed. There's a lot they'll try to push on you, and it's not that they're not good. Not that they don't have good voices. Like, there's this guy, Benson Boone. He kind of reminds me of like a Freddie Mercury type of thing. Really good voice. Obviously he has a lot of charisma. Yeah, I've nothing bad to say about him. But it definitely seems more of infiltrated. If there was such thing as an industry plant, it's what they have tried to make the pop stars these days. Even like the mid 2000s, they create these boy bands, One Direction, and each one goes solo, and it's just a numbers game. Like one, maybe 2 out of 5 of them will have sellout tours consistently. 3 or 4 of them will make music, and there's always that one guy that gets into like origami, and it's like a family man type of thing. But they all 5 can't be superstars. So, yeah, I just think the pop star as we know it is kind of dying. Not a bad thing, Also, just really like rock music. I don't know a single new rock band in the past 5 years. 8 years. I know they exist. It's a lot of now what's going on is there's a lot of newer bands coming up. They're trying to recreate that 90s nostalgia or early 2000s nostalgia feel. And they're not really creating a new sound. And I think that's why we feel like there's no new music, because everything sounds the same, because people are just trying to recreate the past when times were more, I guess, in motion, when times felt more present, compared to now where By the way, today's drink, Ghost Welch's Grape. Not too bad. Pretty good. Sorry, I'm kind of dealing with a little bit of a headache. I kind of had how do I put this soulfully for the tube? I had a temper tantrum. Oh God, I got a lot of issues, man. That's for another day. But yeah, we're trying to recapture like nostalgia. Like now it's a lot of upcoming music. Does this remind you of Creed? And it's like, I mean, I didn't hear anything about My Arms Wide Open one time, so no, it doesn't. I didn't hear nothing about Sacrifice, so no. I didn't hear nothing about self-liberation and finding faith. It's a lot of self-adulation about, why can't you love me? That's what I hear. I don't hear no deep soul. So no, you're just recreating the sound, but not the present music that made Creed Creed. But yeah. I know, that's me just being a little greedy. I don't even know what the word Creed means, to be honest. I know the movie Creed. By the way, Ryan Coogler. I had an interview with him. I didn't, this isn't a diss. I didn't know he sounded like that. He has a heavy, I think they say California accent or enunciation, which isn't a bad thing. But, sometimes you think, you look at someone, you could typically try to attach a voice that comes with someone. I was expecting kind of a deeper lead a direction voice with all of his accomplishments and think like, man, if someone's leading, directing these films from scratch, some written by their own, some that were big studios, and some in between, and dude, he does not sound like you would think he does. That's not a shade. It's more like that's why you don't judge. You don't judge a book by its cover. And I don't know if it's true that Ryan Gosling is going to be in the new Black Panther. People are having a field day with that. But as far as I know, according to the comics and stuff, there's supposed to be a Black Panther or a character that's actually supposed to be white attachment to it, you know. So it sounds crazier than what it really is. But it's kind of odd when you make the movie centers and like, yeah, Ryan Gosling's going to be in the Black Panther. You're like, oh, okay. Someone made a joke. It was something like in the Notebook, he actually meant to say, I forgot what it was, but you know. That would have been funny if the Notebook would have been interracial. I wonder if the Notebook would have been an interracial couple. Would it have been as broadly spectrum and promoted? You know, I do think, look, they're going to stick to the book. I'm not trying to be like, I'm just thinking like legitimately. Like if they would have made a version of where it was a white guy with a black woman. You know? Some new. I wonder how that would have been promoted. I wonder if there would have been a difference of success rate. You know, I don't know if there's, I don't think there should be, but would more or less people gone to see the movie? Would people have criticized the movie differently? Because it's looked as like this romance movie of like the past 20 years. Because it's based on a novel. It's like, I remember middle school when that movie came out. It was like girls beloved, like, oh my God. And now, I think I watched the movie, some of it, like 8 or 10 years ago. And I was like, I guess it's an okay movie. I never thought it was like, Mission Impossible taking over your screens or anything. I didn't think it was Pulp Fiction great. I didn't think it was, Sleepless in Seattle. Now I'm naming movies I haven't even seen, but apparently that's supposed to be a great fucking romance. I didn't think it was a Ghost of Girlfriend's Past. Didn't see that movie either. But, you get the point I'm making. Just love it when guys just start like saying generic movies that they've never seen, but they know the public has. See? Parasocial. And so, I was just thinking, is the Notebook more of a study about how things are designed to be as broadly accessible as possible? But I do love Spotlight, which has her in it. So, no hate.